I don't know if it's quite time to panic. I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you what, though. I'm not going to tell you to not panic about the Detroit Tigers team. Welcome into the show. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. As always, brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. It's Masters Day. Pistons back in action. Cade Cunningham returns to the court last night. 2 games left to try to chase 60 wins. It'd be just the third time in franchise history they're able to do that. We're not starting there, though. We're not starting with the Wings, who are in action tonight, season on the line. We are starting with the Tigers because, again, if you are ready to panic, I'm not going to be the one to stop you. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you hope on this team right now because it's a borderline impossible task. Now, it's early April. There is a lot of time left in this season. They're not giving you a ton of reasons right now to be optimistic about them. You can go up and down the lineup, and I think the thing that I'm the most frustrated with is McGonigal, Keith, when he's in AJ, and Dingler. They've been so great, and we can't even highlight those guys and celebrate it because they've been losing games. They're 4-7 now. They've lost 4 games in a row, 3 to Minnesota, who's just a god-awful team. Framber gets blown up in the first inning yesterday. Skubal got blown up 2 days ago later in the game. The pitchers are prone to blow up innings. The offense is inconsistent. And the guy who's supposed to be the best player on the team is just refusing to swing. Let's just jump right into it. Riley Greene, y'all know him, 2-time All-Star, but a polarizing figure here in Detroit sports. Last year, he's polarizing because, 36 home runs, but 200 strikeouts, sets a franchise record, led the American League. This year, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to strike out as much, guys. I'm going to take a lot more pitches. I'm not going to be as aggressive at the plate. Here's the problem. It's gone too far. Here's a couple stats for you, Mr. Kyle Sandel. First pitch swing percentage. How aggressive is a hitter willing to be right out of the gate, attacking first pitches? Riley Greene in 2025, last year, was swinging at 41% of the first pitches he saw. This year, it's down to 29%. There is a lack of aggression from him. Stat number 2. Percent of the time he's swinging at pitches that are in the zone. Last year, 73%. That makes sense. A pitch is in the strike zone, you better swing at it. This year, it's down to 61. There is a difference between laying off garbage pitches and not being aggressive. The Tigers, unfortunately, and more so Riley Greene specifically, has just quit doing both of them. There was 2 pitches the last 2 nights, back-to-back nights, that were ball 4, not even close, use your ABS, tap your head, move on, draw your walk, go to first base. And Riley Greene on both occasions has just said, nah, I'll take the strike. I want a pitch that I can hit, rather than just saying, you know what, tap the head, let's get to first base. Riley Greene refuses to use the ABS system. I've defended Riley Greene. I've said there is still another level to get to with this guy. I am getting so sick of defending him just for him to let us down time and time again. I'm getting so frustrated with this guy. Use your challenge, man. It's a whole ball's length high. It's not a strike. You know it. I can see it in your eyes through a TV screen. Back-to-back nights. 2 nights ago, game was on the line. You just said, you know what, I'll just take a strike. Whatever. Last night, game not necessarily on the line, but you know what? It was a ball, man. It was a ball, and it wasn't even close. Just tap your head. He's not done it this year. As of a whole right now, the Tigers batters rank 21st in success rate when it comes to the ABS challenge at a measly 41%. I'm getting real frustrated with this team, obviously. If I could give you one word, this is my question for everybody today. One word to describe your feeling about this Tigers team so far. Mine is not panic, but it is apprehensive. I am worried about what this team is going to look like 6 months from now, 4 months, 1 month from now. Hell, are they actually a World Series team? Those thoughts are creeping into the back of my mind already. Again, I'm not panicking. It's still early on in the season. The Vegas odds on who's supposed to win the AL Central have not moved. It's early. But I'm feeling apprehensive because these dark thoughts are creeping into the back of my mind. Are they actually not good enough? Are the pieces all going to gel together this season? And again, they only really have this year. Skubal, I know he didn't have an amazing start 2 nights ago, but you know what? As far as I'm concerned, when he's not on the team, this is not a World Series contender anymore. It could be, but guys like Troy Melton, Jackson Jobe, they're going to have to prove that they can take over. Framber Valdez is going to have to prove he can take over as an ace. Didn't look that great yesterday. He really didn't. I'm feeling apprehensive because I don't know if Colt Keith and McGonigal and Dingler and Greene and Carpenter and Torkelson are all going to be good at the same time. And if they do, are they going to be able to stay good at the same time? I'm feeling apprehensive because the guy who's supposed to crush left-handed pitching is 0 for 10 on the season in Jahmai Jones. I'm feeling apprehensive because what we knew going into the year was Javier Baez, Zach McKinstry were going to regress after last season. That's been true so far. I'm feeling apprehensive because Torkelson can't hit a fastball right now. He's getting pitches right down the middle. And guess what he's hitting against four-seamers so far this year? 182. I am not going to sit here and tell you to not panic. It's early. If you want to do that, by all means, go for it. I'm not panicking yet, but these dark thoughts about maybe this team is not who we thought they were have already crept into my head. And it stems from Riley Greene being just terrible, asleep at the wheel. Gleyber Torres, Spencer Torkelson, same thing. AJ Hinch, man, stop trying to overmanage. Colt Keith is the best bat we have on the team through the first 11 games. Why are you pinch hitting him for Spencer Torkelson, who's been god-awful to start the season? 621 OPS. Well, let's bring him in late in the game, because why on earth would we give Colt Keith a left-handed at-bat? Why would we even think about letting him go against a left-handed pitcher? I don't know, maybe because he's been on fire this year, and if you don't let him hit against lefties at some point, guess what? He's never going to learn how to do it. I'm so sick of this. It's like the Tigers have decided, well, Kerry Carpenter, they did this years ago, and I'm not even advocating for Kerry Carpenter to get more left-handed pitching at bats, but it's like they just decide so early on that these guys can't hit against lefties or righties, or depending on, they can't cross hit. And then they just never let him do it again. How are they supposed to develop? We saw it play out with Carpenter. He's never going to be a guy who hits against left-handed pitching. And now we're seeing it play out with Keith. The Tigers are ruining his ability to hit left-handed pitching because they won't let him do it. AJ Hinch, give him an opportunity. He has one at-bat this year versus left-handed pitching. He's been the best player on the team. For the love of God, let him stay out there. I'm all good on having Spencer Torkelson come pinch hit late in these games. I've become, like everybody else, incredibly frustrated with this Tigers team early on. What is the one word you would use to describe your feeling on this team so far? Mine is apprehensive. I'm getting nervous. I am nervous. I'm worried. I'm not panicking quite yet, but man, I think about what this season is going to look like, our expectations going into it. Hell, Kevin McGonigal has hit the ground running, and it hasn't mattered because all the players that are supposed to be the heart of the lineup have been asleep at the wheel. All the pitchers, including the bullpen, including the relievers, including the starters, every single one of them is prone to a blow-up inning right now. They've lost 4 in a row. 3 to Minnesota, who's supposed to be one of the worst teams in the entire league, guys. I don't think it's an overreaction to say this is pathetic. This has not been anything that we expected the Tigers to be. And here's the real unfortunate part about all of this. You want to know what the Tigers' record is in their past 81 games, half season? It's 35-46. That's a big enough sample size for you to actually say, oh, maybe they're not the team that we thought they were. They're 10 games below 500 for a half a season sample size. That's not good. That's terrible. And then you start to look at, okay, what does it look like in the last 40 games? Second worst record in the league. Second worst record in the league in their last 40 games. Actually, last 44 specifically. They're 13-30, Kyle. 13-30 in their last 43 games. Outstandingly bad. 989-837-6125. I want one word to describe how you're feeling about this Detroit Tigers season so far. One word to describe the Tigers 2026 season through, 11 or 12 games? Pathetic. That's one of them that comes to mind.